Hello, Cancer. Welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. I'm doing your monthly psychic tarot reading, tuning into the month of June 2024, seeing what divine messages of guidance are coming through for you. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. If you'd like a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. It takes you right to my book online page. It's so wonderful to meet so many of you in that one-on-one space. Thank you for co-creating this reading with me. And yeah, let's get started. Let's get to it. All right, Cancer, the overall energy of the month of June is the 10 of Wands. It feels like you're crossing a finish line, finishing a race. It's the last bit. Some of you might be moving or traveling. It feels like you have been on quite a long journey. What I like about this 10 of Wands is it feels like she's coming down this hill. Even though there's a lot that she's carrying, it feels like the way is lit. And even though it might be a little small road or path, it feels like it's like you're welcomed on this path. Feels like before this time that I'm tuning into, you might have been doing a lot of uphill travel energetically. Yeah, there's something you've been very focused on. Nurturing something, growing something in regards to your finances, in regards to, for some of you, health, maybe both. Feels like you are laying the groundwork for something. You're waiting for a harvest, which also 10 of Wands is about a harvest. About, yes, it's exhaustion. There's a lot. It takes a lot of energy to bring this to harvest. Bring whatever you've harvested in. Wow. This is... It feels like what I'm tuning into is a lot of work in the past, nurturing and growing something, putting a lot of your effort, your passion, your knowledge into growing something. And it feels like you are reaching that harvest in the month of June. Wow, Cancer. This is really beautiful. It feels like your emotions, there's a lot of emotions, a lot of uncomfortable emotions around this. It feels like you're clearing away emotionally as well. More about the... Oh, that came out really fast. Okay. Okay, you've manifested this with the Magician card coming in. I feel like I've already said this. This is something that you've been working on, focusing on, manifesting for quite some time. These emotions. Oh, so when you have a desire, you want something, you want to manifest something, you launch, just like Abraham Hicks says. That's a very good way to describe it. I see the energy of the desire like a packet of information being launched out, and instantly the light code answers of that, the energy is reciprocated. However, a lot of us are pinched off from believing that we are worthy of that. We have too many stories that are blocking that light from taking root and manifesting what we prefer. So it looks like you have a lot of blocks to what you want to manifest. So when you send that desire out there, it comes back and lights up. So what you want is right there, but it's lighting up all the energies, all the emotions, the beliefs that are blocking you from receiving. And so it looks like what's blocking you from receiving this windfall are some unfelt emotions, unexpressed emotions, feeling them in an empowered way, not with a storyline, not with a blame, but just allowing yourself to feel really uncomfortable emotions. And what I see as a psychic energetically, how I can describe what's happening, so maybe you would better understand why feeling your emotions is important. It's good work. It's not something to suppress and repress, and it's uncomfortable. Part of the discomfort of it is a lifetime of resistance, feeling that these feelings are bad or they represent something bad. So it feels like you are learning how to shift and change, transmute these uncomfortable emotions into what you would prefer. It looks like right now, some of the emotions that are coming up are fear and worry. It looks like you are making these moves very quietly, and that sounds smart. That feels very intelligent. Strategically, it's like all your energy is focused on what you're manifesting. It feels like you're not doing it in secret because there's something nefarious about what you're doing. It feels like you are keeping it secret, keeping it to yourself because you know that there are people around you who are they sabotage with their words. They sabotage and the thing is, whoever comes in and tries to activate something, it feels like in a way they're doing you a favor. They're helping you find what you need to transmute so you can reach the finish line, so you can have your harvest, your blessings, your abundance. So it feels like everything that's happening, even the difficulties, what you might describe as difficulties in June, it feels like it's all happening for you. Wow. Wow. I love these messages. All right, Cancer. Let's look at the hidden blessings in the month of June. 3 of Pentacles in reverse. It looks like people that don't want to work with you, that aren't, they don't play nicely. It's kind of what it feels like. You don't get them, they don't get you. It just doesn't work. It feels like the hidden blessing, as difficult as it is and as confusing sometimes when friendships or relationships don't work out, it looks like it's been a blessing that people have been removed from your experience, removed from your timeline. It's been done for you. And I think in the month of June, you'll start really receiving tangible, like, oh, now I see that I couldn't have had this harvest, this amazing, whatever it is that you are bringing in and manifesting for yourself. I couldn't have had that had I'd stayed around people that were energetically blocking, or they were manipulating my energy, or I was mirroring their energy in a way that was not conducive to me receiving my blessings. So it feels like what I'm tuning into is, it feels like, Cancer, you have amazing guidance system. It feels like you have navigated a labyrinth a very dark and large labyrinth with lots of twists and turns and dead ends. And it feels like you have your higher self that no matter how it feels, you've been trusting, following your guidance, following, even though it's hard with attachment issues and stuff, to leave certain people that you realize aren't for you behind, leaving behind people who are determined to break your heart. They don't care. Whether they can't care or they just don't, it doesn't really matter. It feels like you have spent your life being around people, so it feels normal to your nervous system, people who aren't for you. And instead of trying to convince them of your value and worth, you're going somewhere else. You're going to find people who do value you because it feels like you value yourself. And then, boom, Tower. What is this message? Oh, okay. There's another energy coming in. This is okay. Those who have purposely stuck 3 swords in your heart, purposely wanted you to be wounded, purposely wanted you to never be able to get back up. They're having a tower in the month of June. Their delusion, their projections and delusions and stories that they've told themselves and told lots of others. It feels like something that you are doing in the month of June, something that you are consciously manifesting, the side effect. It's not that you are trying to create towers and heartbreak or difficulties in other people's lives. It is merely by you throwing off the projections and going after your heart's desires, manifesting what you desire, no matter the difficulty, no matter the fears that are coming up, no matter anybody getting in your way. It feels like you're just got this juggernaut energy. And the side effect of this is karma, that whoever stood against you, spoke against you, told others to isolate you, it's going, whatever delusion they've created and story about you, it's going to come down. And it feels like justice. It feels like being seen, being heard, being believed, being cheered on. It feels like the tide's shifting. It feels like the tide's been shifting for quite a while. Wow. What you're leaving behind, Cancer, in the month of June is this 3 of Swords energy coming up again. It feels like you have powerfully taken the swords out of your heart. You're leaving behind being okay and tolerating this type of treatment. People diminishing your experience, diminishing your emotions, diminishing your feelings. Oh, Cancer, you're being too dramatic. Oh, you're exaggerating. You're not seeing this right. All of that, all where you listen to someone else diminish your experience, feels like you're like, I don't think you have the capacity to read my energy fully. It feels like you have, wow, these are messages. You have spent your lifetime around people who just lack the ability to perceive you in your wholeness. So you've been begging blind people to see you. You've been begging uh, people who are deaf to hear you and chasing after their approval, their validation. Validate my experience, validate my emotions. And it looks like you're leaving that behind. It feels like you've taken your power back. This is beautiful. It feels like this has not come easily. You've done the work. You've gone within. You've gone within and conquered your fears. Your fears are no longer driving you or dictating your experience. You faced your fears. Instead of running away from fears, it's like you've turned around and faced them and been like, you're not as scary as I thought you were. Once I sit with my fears and my anxieties, I feel how they make me feel. I start understanding how to feel them and then how to shift that energy and make it into what I want. Wow. What messages, Cancer? Holy cow. Okay. So how to get the most of the month of June, Cancer, is 7 of Wands in reverse. Not protecting your energy gets the most of the month. Oh, okay. Again, we have the 10 of Wands. That's where we started this reading. So it's doubled down. I get the message that I'm perceiving right now, Cancer, from this. To get the most of your month is to not be so guarded, to not feel like you have to be on guard at all times to get this accomplished. Okay. I'm perceiving that you have a fleet. It feels like you have all this non-physical energy around you. It looks like they're different at different vibrations, all focused on you, all helping you. You've got ancestors, those who you know who have more recently passed, who love you. It feels like there's this focus and love for you to receive your blessings. Also, you have a lot of creator energy, goddess energy focused on you at this time. It feels like you're birthing a new reality. You're showing yourself how to transform yourself. There's a lot of consciousness energy here. There's also a connection with your higher self and source, the architect of this space. It feels like you have tuned in God, source, supreme being, whatever all that is, the architect. Feels like you've really tuned into that energy. I kind of lose myself in the largesse of that energy, the beingness of it, the safety of it. It looks like you have figured out that your safety, your trust is in your alignment and the messages that you receive when you are in that alignment. Wow. So Source wants you to know, all these energies want you to know that to not focus on those who discourage, poo-poo, negate what you're doing, because they just don't have the potential that you have. You have this unlimited potential, and it feels like there are people who just can't, again, who can't see you, can't see the potential that you have, that you're tuned into. So not letting anybody dissuade you, not letting others' limited views somehow be projected on you and you believe it. It feels like you're learning how to ignore people. Yeah, I feel like some of these people might be unconsciously communicating in ways that are very painful for you. Like, I feel that they say things and they have no idea how hurtful it is, how cutting, how it hurts your emotions, what they're saying, and how they are talking about you, talking, limiting. Why this energy is working for you is because Cancer, it feels like you are in a transformational magician energy. What all this energy that comes to you and is pulled through you, pulled out of you, you are transmuting to give you the energy to harvest. So you're transmuting whatever fears, whatever people throw your way to try to stop you, to try to to try to block you, try to get you to block yourself, try to get you to sabotage yourself even. It feels like it's just not working. You know too much now. These energies people used to be able to stop you with a look and get you all distracted in your emotions, but not anymore. Wow. Wow. All right, Cancer. What's supporting you in the month of June is the Eight of Cups. It looks like you're walking away from something you might still have emotional attachments to. It's comfortable, but it's not enough. It's not the Nine of Cups fulfillment. And it feels like you're not settling. That's a lot of this. It feels like you've learned not to settle in a really profound way and to go after what you desire, even if you have to do it alone, even if you feel like nobody else is on this path. It feels like you're trusting and going towards that light. At the bottom of the deck is Ace of Wands. It feels like you're going towards your passion. I think in the past you've tolerated a really uncomfortable environment until the environment like spits you out. The relationship spits you out. Like you stay in it until it says this is not for you anymore and makes it impossible. And it feels like now you've learned how to recognize when it's time to move on, whether that's a job, a relationship, friend group, where you live. It feels like there's a big shift happening, and it feels like you are manifesting this in a very powerful way. Yeah, the time has come. It feels like it's go time. It feels like you're listening not only to your higher self and your intuition, but it feels like now that you're feeling more safe and you understand how to utilize your emotions, you're able to navigate your environment in a way that feels a little magical. I can see why people might be frustrated with the ease in which you're doing this. You might not feel like this is easy, but I'm perceiving, looking at you and whatever you're manifesting in this harvest that you're going towards, it on the outside, it looks effortless. And I think that frustrates people because it doesn't look like you're talking, because you're keeping things close to the vest right now. You're not sharing a lot because there are a lot of people who don't want there are people that you don't talk to that don't want you to succeed because somehow your success They're somehow people owe their story and what they've projected. They to be correct and be the wise person they want to be. Their story about you being limited, small, done, um, or worse, more nefarious titles. You're proving all that wrong. So this is more than just whatever it is that you're manifesting. I don't think you realize that you being so brave and going for what you want is having such huge ripple effects. It's not even like a soft, gentle ripple. It feels like after a shrimp boat goes by. If you know, you know. The shrimp boats in the ocean, just the wake after they pile through, even when they're just it's just these huge waves. And that's what it feels like. You going after what you want is creating this huge wave that's upsetting because you're not supposed to be able to do things this easily. Wow, these messages. You're just cutting through. You're a way shower. You're creating a new path for yourself. Holy cow. All right, Cancer. What to be mindful of in the month of June is the Five of Cups in reverse. The Five of Cups upright talks about grief and loss. Something that you really loved at one point and you've lost the taste for it and it's gone, and it feels, it's, to me, this is a real grieving energy. Grief is love with no place to go. So it feels like you are, in the month of June, getting out of this grief. It also feels like you're getting out of victim mentality, getting out of a story that things don't go your way. Yeah, if this is resonating, you can't be a victim. You can't be a martyr. You can't be a victim. You are having success. So it feels like as things come in, as joy takes over, as things change, it will be easier and easier to see that the difficulty is behind you. The tough emotions are behind you. There's a lot of clarity coming in. Yeah, I keep getting interference. It feels like there's a lot of resistance to you going after what you want because it's breaking from tradition. It's that shrimp boat plowing through. So just, I think why the resistance keeps coming up twofold. There's resistance within you that you are clearing as you are moving towards your harvest. And some of that resistance will also show up in your 3D as people. But it feels like you're just showing yourself that you can't be so easily manipulated, that you are not allowing others to navigate your experience. You are not allowing others to tell you how you should feel and how you should move and how you should behave. This feels very empowering. So, all right, Cancer, that's your reading. I hope that's helpful. Have a great month.